What is happening, everyone? This is Phil with ThinkMakeDo, and we are looking at the drywall process on our Inglewood triplex. Now, for us, being the first time we've worked on a major renovation, we realized as we started to drywall that we had made a lot of mistakes, and this was our opportunity to fix them. So if you look at this door, it used to be just an open hallway space, and we created this opening, but we didn't really quite measure what the ideal door size was going to be. Now, doors, if you didn't know, come in variants of 2 inches, but for whatever reason on interiors, doors do not come in a 34-inch size with a 36-inch rough opening. Pretty much interior doors go up to 32 with a 34-inch rough opening, and then jump to 36 for exterior doors. There is no 34-inch door that is sold kind of pre-built. So, not knowing this, we made this a 34-inch wide opening with a 36-inch rough opening, which meant that we had to go and get a custom door manufactured for us. Well, now we know. What we're looking at now is the second bathroom, and originally the door size here was, I think, 26 inches rough opening, and we're like, okay, we'll just use the same door, it'll be fine. And then we realized that the doors for the rest of the house were so large that we had to modify this space to make the door larger. So we took the drywall off, cut through some of the framing, reinforced it, and made it a 28-inch opening, which is a more acceptable door size for, the modern age. Along with drywall comes a lot of corners, and all these corners require these metal corner sheathing that you have to cut, measure, and drill in all over the place. And anytime you have a new wall that comes up, there's a new corner that has to be addressed as well. So we spent at least a day doing this as well. That's just what drywall is all about, repetition. So rinse and repeat, cut, measure, corners, whatever. This all has to be done before we can get to mudding and taping, essentially. Now, this part here was pretty fun. This is the first time we've ever set in plumbing for a bathroom fixture. And so this is the guest shower in the guest bathroom. And we use PEX piping with compression fittings. I think it's PEX A with compression fit. And the valves are pretty standard. You can just buy them at any Home Depot, and all the connections come in. The only thing that you need to be careful about is how you then attach that valve to the wall, and we had to custom cut some wood pieces to stabilize it. And so I had some fun figuring that out. This was also the first time I was doing major drywall, and so the corner beads we use Perfect 90, and it's a little bit more expensive, but for amateurs like us, it helps a lot. You don't have to be nearly as accurate with your corner application because the Perfect 90 is a pretty strong paper that you can't really mess up, and it stays straight even with lots of mud applied to it. We spent about 1 week on the drywall process, and looking here at the vaulted ceiling, the living room, it's a lot of work. We went with a primer coat a watered down Primacoat as our first layer through the entire house, and we rented a paint sprayer from Home Depot and had the painters use that throughout the entire house. Just primer white all over the place, and that worked out pretty well. We then went and did flat white on the ceilings and a kind of beigeish color for the walls. You can't tell that much of a difference, but it's just enough so that people know that there was some effort made to provide like a color palette. And that's about it. We figured we'll show you a little bit of the flooring process that we had here. I lost a lot of video footage. I tried to switch over to a GoPro Fusion, like a 3D camera, but I didn't like the footage and how it comes out in low light very well. So we kind of had to scrap all that video. But we had a contractor come in who's good at flooring, and he whipped through the entire house in maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. And we started in the living room, which is the widest room, made sure that the layers were straight, and then just worked our way all the way to the other end of the house. And that way all of the laminate flooring is uniform from one end to the other. And all the transitions from each room do not require us to bridge separate sections of laminate. It's one continuous sheet, if you will, from the back to the front. And that is kind of the mark of a professional installation. If you're an amateur, you won't think about how one room interacts with the next, and then you just end up having to stop and then start over again with, a new configuration. Anyway, that's all we've got for now. We'll see you on the next one.